side of the map.
It looks like we are going to be headed around that northern side. That first circle already revealed for these players. And with that, now with this northern side, it's going to be a little bit difficult for those to get south. Having to come all the way down, get to those places like Sandy all the way down there, Pinon. And with that boot camp area, we'll see now if we'll continue to see the trend of people avoiding the boot camp area if someone tries to take it.
We do have two duos that are going towards Paradise Resort, though. So you're going to have to see how this plays out and how everything comes through. So we do have boot camp with a couple of droppers coming into play. It looks like almost everybody is just doing a long, extended drop. That's no surprise. Most people don't like to drop directly along the plane path. We knew it was going to be a long stretch. Everybody just trying to get down to the south like you're talking about. I'm curious about Pinon, see if anybody actually lands in that area. And there we go. We got our Globo Gym guys coming in strong. That's going to be Lexi and Anthony Confan. I love those bandanas.
Yeah, really nice looking outfits here. And they're going to be headed down to the ruins, looking around, trying to see if they can spot anyone coming with them. Looks like they are going to have some contention there. So they're going to try and get away, try and find their different loot spot, maybe find a vehicle and get away from this. But they do not want to take this early fight.
And look at it. This is totally Sandhawk. You see whenever people are landing, there's still parachutes off in the distance. So everybody's going to have to separate out. Interesting that looked like they were going for a little bit of a ruins drop. Ruins can be a little bit dangerous off the get-go just due to how compact those rooms are and those angles are so hard to get around. But it is also Sandhawk, so there's loot galore, so they can just readjust, go to this other location. But now they have to be on their toes because they know people are around them.
So for Anthony and Lexi, they're just trying to find a spot now where they can get a bit of a spot to grab some loot. And with King Whitey Dude, another excellent player. We saw him have a few ups and downs through his qualifying stage, but did a very good job of fragging out, and here's some nice victories as well.
Oh yeah, you can see everybody already prepped. We're doing a little bit of a look around on the outside of that. And so with this, it's just about repositioning. Everybody that kind of pushed over to this far western side of the map, they know that they're pretty chill at this point. That's kind of one of the nice things about this map. Whenever you drop down, you already see the circle. You can make the plan based off of that. So the teams that dropped outside of the circle zone already did it with full intent.
And, looking at the way the map has kind of shaken out and where everyone's landed, you have to wonder now, is this going to be a full rush, trying to find who's in your general vicinity, or you just want to try and get center and grab that compound?
Well, with the way that the point system works in this, that's very, very influential. Kills are so impactful in this. Naturally, it's about 5 points between each placement position. So naturally coming in first, nets you around 200 points. Back behind that drops down about 5. Kills are worth 4 points apiece, and that's absolutely insane. That's a standing, essentially.
So now with Whitey Dude and his partner, they've kind of found themselves on the coastal area, maybe listening to some gunshots and trying to figure out where everyone's at. But for now, it looks like they're just going to want to play this one low and slow. They're in the zone, and they're going to play this one a little bit more conservative.
And that's no surprise. You heard the desk talking about it. Everybody tends to play fairly passive in the first round. They don't want to. You don't want to go out too early in here. With only 5 rounds, each round can be so impactful. So everybody's just kind of playing a little bit more passive, pretty quiet, all things considered. Most people already inside the safe zone. And I think it's really just going to be about these people that decided to drop the far eastern edge and how they're going to opt into making it into the safe zone, or if anybody tries to gatekeep them, because there are a lot of very nice gatekeeping locations that you can kind of hunker down and maybe catch somebody in a transition point, because that is the weakest point that you're at ever in PUBG, is whenever you're having to transition into the new circle.
So with that circle already on the move, we'll be starting to see some of those player migrations on the edges. Now there's a couple of, speaking of which, Escolution and FIFA Targaryen here have already found themselves a little bit of damage, so I think taking a bit of an early fight here for this team. And I have to mention, since he called me out on the beginning, it was Targaryen who mentioned that there was some caster who kept calling him the water boy. Well, let me tell you, Targaryen, it was me. Okay, I want to see some action here from you, my friend.
Moses bringing banter to players? That never happened. Ever. I've never encountered it at all. Only rocking the Vector right now. Curious if this is a choice that he's just opted away from some of the weapons that he's come along, or if this is just all he's managed to come across. Given the fact that where they're at, there should be enough loot density to provide something else, but Vector is strong in duos.
Something's telling me that these guys maybe got a little bit of action when they found their initial loot spot and had to back it off. You can see they're sticking together here. Yeah, only Escolution with the Vector. You got to wonder, is Targaryen even equipped here to take a fight? But they are in the center of the zone. Looks like they're still trying to figure out a safe spot to try and find. But because there was so much play area included in that first circle, everyone is hunkered down into those compounds. Now, we always see that conservative style play in the first game. It's a new environment. We're in this giant theater. They're down in a pit. Everything's a little bit uncomfortable for them, and they have to find a way to kind of adapt and get going.
Land nerves are a thing. You know, everybody talks about land jitters. I mean, you got a little bit of everything going down right now. Everybody's just kind of crammed in. You can see the people that you're playing with, and that's a huge impact inside of this. So with this, popping back over here with Anthony, doing a little bit of a look around, really kind of casual like we're talking about. Everybody's just trying to get information at this stage. Everybody's still kind of looking around, just trying to see what they can get, see if they can see anybody that's moving around them at the direct time.
So really now it's a matter of just kind of getting through this first circle. And here we have, looks like they do have some company here. It's Clumsy and company. They've arrived on scene with Anthony looking for a line here. Lexi goes down, and here comes the flank from Anthony. He tries to land some shots, get some damage going, but they've already finished off Lexi, so now he's playing as a solo player. Looking for some more information here, has to maybe back off. This is where you make a decision. You want to take this fight. Nice shots there, takes one down, looking for more. Anthony now looking to clutch.
Look at the focus in his face. He knows he got the one down that he needed. Now it's all about the bait. He's moving around the outside, just trying to get some type of vision based off of this. Lexi, as we talked about, already taken down. So just trying to find that angle. Does get vision on one. Now stepping back through, trying to line up the shots. Goes a little bit wide on the outside of that. Now playing around the outside window. How brave is he going to get with it? Trying to tap that head. Just a little bit out of the angle for it. So now going for another reposition. Lost line of sight on it though. Anthony now being very, very patient. Tries to get the shots onto it. You can see that the wall's taking a lot of beating off of that.
Looking good here. He's got some damage. Now going to press. Goes for the risky vault. Jumps inside. He's going full pressure. Jumps out. Looking forward. He will get him. And that is a nice kill from Anthony, clutching for his team with only a shred of health remaining.
That was very, very close there. Does have the meds for it, but now all on his lonesome. Did manage to net himself a lot of points off of those kills, though.
So I like the positioning there from Anthony. Nice, calm under pressure. You can see he didn't shake whatsoever. Clutches it out, but unfortunately going forward solo here, joining Godspeed and Masternook, they find themselves again holding on to a compound, center of the zone, and just kind of looking for movement here.
In a nice position. I really like where they're playing at the direct time. So just trying to play off of this. This was a very strong duo through our qualifiers. Net themselves a lot of kills, really strong standings coming through there, and also has some awesome shirts. I don't know if you managed to catch them. This is going to be our Cobra Kai guys. So rocking the full Karate Kid get up when they came through here.
So for Masternook and Godspeed, a lot of history between these two in the competitive community. Godspeed playing for teams like Noble up until recently, and finding themselves qualified through this on the back of some nice games, but nothing too flashy from them, just very consistent play.
Now we're popping over with Jonesy and Kodiak. Looks like they're already in transition, trying to find their way over. This is one of those interesting parts about this map, is you can see a lot of people like to play down in the valleys and play along the rock faces as they make their way up. That moment you crest the top of a hill on this map, it's so dangerous, because that's just where people's sightlines naturally gravitate towards. So once you step up on top of a hill and you make that profile, so many bullets can come your way. So you have to be very, very cautious that moment you crest the top of it.
So with Jonesy and Kodiak kind of finding themselves again around that ruins area, we've already seen some action here. Just trying to find a spot where they can ride out this next transition. We're in a stage now where the circle is closing. We're now moving into phase 3. They do have a player right next to them. Yalal's kind of chilling in the grass. But it looks like he's just playing full defensive here, not wanting to be spotted. And they're going to be holding on to this compound, seeing what the circle does next. Now, this is where the game begins to speed up on Sanhok. Once you get into that third phase, the circle moves faster and faster, and action is forced.
And there we go. Speaking of action, we're popping back over here with our guys. King Whitey Dude and G-Thang already got line of sight onto one. Not playing this too aggressive, though. So this is kind of one of the problems with playing around buildings. Whenever you have phenomenal aim, you're kind of forced into the sight lines of windows. Sometimes the more aggressive shooters will just step out and play terrain pieces.
44 bullets.
But at this stage, everybody's being a little bit more passive, like we were talking about. Nobody wants to take the risk, but the problem with it is nobody's getting any loot.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see some people have opted to stay way out in the blue into this third phase. So much travel now required for some of these teams to try and make it late. Evil Geniuses, Disciple and Wolf all on the way south. They're going to have to make it across the water. This circle about to change once again. That damage is going to ramp up and make it very difficult for them to make decisions. So now, looking at the way Whitey Dude, for instance, they haven't moved from their initial loot spot, and they only have a small amount of ammunition to deal with. They're going to need to take kills here.
Yeah, that's going to make kills so much more influential. We've been talking about the points, but I think inside of this game, with this passive everybody's playing, the loot from kills is going to be the big thing. How much extra ammo can you get off of it? Can you get the meds? Can you get the stuff that can really push you through the mid game? Because the mid mid-game is going to be so violent. We still have 65 people alive at this stage, so once people have to start moving in a little bit closer and closer, it's just going to be shots coming out everywhere, and you can see going underneath the bridge. You got a bridge troll hiding out underneath there. Cozy's retreating back up on the outside of this, just trying to get some form of defensive position. You can see taking a lot of damage already.
And now he's going to have to back this off. He doesn't have a lot of meds to work with. The circle has revealed itself. He's got a little bit of a distance to cover, but he's got some bridge trolls, like you just said, hiding underneath there. They've already taken down Zoidbait. Actually, an undersold player in this tournament, very talented player from the Oceanic region, has done very well for himself in the leaderboards in past seasons. But now for Cozy, he's going to have to decide. He's going to have to get away from this bridge and away from the circle, and only 50 seconds to continue making decisions.
Still an early circle, so the blue's not going to hurt too bad, but you can tell based off of meds, look, no stims, not maxing out life, so having to be very, very careful about this. Body armor already taking a lot of damage, so going to be very, very patient about playing around this. I love this style of competition, though. Like we were talking about, the Oceania regions. We have 4 different regions competing inside of this, bringing all the streamers from all across the world together. It's really exciting to see how it plays out. G-Thing gets knocked down from a long-range shot coming through there. King Whitey Dude trying to line up a little bit of retaliation, but taking a lot of damage in return. We talked about it. Not a lot of loot on these guys, so just having to drop down and just trying to survive through this.
They're already being zoned out. Looks like they have some enemies ahead of them. Whitey Dude took a shot there, but he's going to have to abandon his teammate. He recognizes here that G-Thang, without any smokes, is going to be unresable. So he's going to move away, try and get himself meted up, but he's got almost nothing to work with. No ammo, no meds, a bare inventory, and that's going to be very tough for one of the better players in this tournament.
Now it's just a matter of potentially can G-Thing maybe make some bait, do something for it. You can see trying to sneak forward, going to go for the res.
Nice.
This is a little bit risky. Looks like he's in a safe spot, though.
Yep.
No free angles on it. The other team doesn't look like they're pushing too hard. We talked about everybody playing a little passive right now. This is usually one of those moments in duos when you get that down, you kind of want to come a little bit more active, and you kind of want to capitalize off of that down. Use your 2v1 situation, but in this case, it looks like afraid to step out and over. Tweedy getting knocked down right as we jump into this spot. You can see Lost all by his lonesome now, trying to figure out how he's going to make his way out of this.
So for Tweedy, and now Lost. Lost being the last man standing, he has to back it off and bandage it. And this is where it's going to get really, really deadly. There's 61 players alive, headed into the fourth phase of Sanhok, and that's going to be a lot of players now congesting into a very, very small area. Some rivers in play, and you can already start to see the knocks, the deaths starting to come very quickly as everyone's now being forced out of cover and into the zone.
So you can see the map, the way it's played out, the circle has shifted back down towards the south just a little bit. So it's going to force everybody along this northern area to start interacting. Anthony, known for his sniping, got nice beat back down there. But again, by himself, wanting to make sure he gets the shots. Connects on one of them, trying to catch him as he goes up the stairwell. 2 goes through. Now he's going to retreat back, get a little bit more information. I love that. He knows third parties are huge inside of Sanhok. So takes the shots, looks back around, make sure nobody's creeping up back behind him, then looks back down at the angle, see if he wants to hit another shot.
So he's got to watch the edge of the zone as well. Sanhok is about managing circles, managing timing, and now he's looking back towards the zone. Who's trying to crawl in? He's got another team right below him. Good awareness from Anthony, looking right at them. He's going to have to wait just a little while. The spray comes out, nothing landing. In return, now the teammate looking his direction. Anthony's in trouble. He's in the zone. He's wide in the open. He's taking some shots, and he will go down. It is King Whitey Dude with luckily probably one of the 2 last bullets he has, takes down Anthony.
But now he's got to run out to the blue and try to get something off of it. You can see Anthony, even with a smile on his face whenever he goes down.
Yep.
Love that. So, King Whitey Dude, G-Thing, still suffering from quite a bit of damage that they were taking from the blue there. New circle has popped.
52 alive
with the circle.
And we're headed into the 5th phase. This is going to be a bloodbath headed into this last zone.
34 bullets.
He's only got 34 bullets. Look at all these teams on the outside. It looks like Trico, and it's, I can't see this, Aguila now holding onto that center stage. Nedenho's there as well, but this is going to be a massive push on that left side. Isco Korea takes down Whitey Dude. The vector in response, G-Thang has nothing to work with here. He's just trying to get a bit of an angle, and he will be finished off. But there comes Bonchang. He will go down to the AKM, but the nade comes down and finishes him off. So that is team rank 29 in phase number 4. Unfortunate start for Whitey Dude.
And we still have so many people up and alive in the direct town. 45, it's just everybody's starting to fall off at this stage. Everybody's trying to reposition. Popping over here with Godspeed, who has a nice angle right on the edge. So could potentially catch some of these people as they're making their transitions through. Still up and alive, still got his duo partner with him. And I gotta say, they're sitting pretty well on ammo at this stage. Cobra Kai in a very good position at this late in the game.
Yeah, all they have to do is hold the zone here. There's so many teams coming their way. If they can just get through this initial onslaught, because there's going to be teams killing each other on the edge, there's going to be firefights happening all around them. They have hard cover in the zone, and that's going to be massive for them.
a lot of these people on the northern part of the circle are just going to be hunkering down. You can see right now we've got Pimp and Raylene that are just right inside, drop down right next to a rock, and are just kind of being patient and waiting for anybody that encroaches into their area. That's going to be a big factor with 44 people alive. You need to control the terrain around you as close and as violently as you can at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Now looking here again with the edge of the zone, now it's going to be a bit of a mess. There's going to be a lot of players in transition. Now we're at the 15-minute mark. Cigarettes takes down Isco Korea. That's going to be another finish for him. But it looks like it's it's Pimp FPS, Godfather, everyone now holding onto these hard cover points, but everyone's on the move, and they're even sharing some areas.
Yeah, wow, so Doge kind of hanging out down there, taking a little bit of shots. You can see the Godfather is holding an angle and forces duo partner to lock down back behind that tree. Now Doge making a break up right against that wall. Now it's all about angles. We talked about third parties and how big of a factor that can be. We can see off in the distance the MJ guys can potentially look back down on this, but they're just kind of bunkered down in their directed position at the time.
So it looks like now we're having some pushes coming out. It's Optimi trying to defend. Godfather split out by himself. He's kind of hold angles here, but he's got now one in the doorway, one outside. He might go for a vault here, try and get outside, go for a flank. His teammate does go down. He's pushing, going for the third-person aim, and he will land it, but on the reverse flank, here comes Tupac Joy taking him down, and that's Godfather and Optimi being eliminated.
I love that play coming through. They're holding down one of the doorways, flanking through, get the down onto one, put all pressure onto the duo partner, force them to make some type of move, and then encroach on the backside of it, just with a beautiful flank to come in there and net 2 kills.
And now we see yet another circle shift. Only one team match room inside the next play zone. Everyone's going to be coming out of Pinon, out of hard cover, and into the open. You can see now we've dropped drastically in player count, 33 alive. Joining here, it is Pimp FPS and Raylene moving around, looking to find some angles here.
It's going to be all about this movement that they have to make. They have about 150 meters that they have to go. You can see that they're trying to line up on the shots on the angle off the outside of this. Raylene wants to make some type of play on this. They don't want to move. They don't want anybody to sneak up back behind them as they have to make their way to the safe zone, but they only have 20 seconds at this stage, so they know that they need to start moving at some point here relatively soon. So they're just going to opt in, stem up, get ready to make the move here in just a second. Try to hold the angles back behind them.
So it looks like we're now seeing some going down to the zone as well. Net and Ho on the way through, getting some kills on the way. It's now for Pimp FPS and Raylene. They have the circle at their back, and now it's going to start to pressure them forward. Not a lot to work with. Doing some looting this late in the game kind of indicates that they're still not quite ready. But here comes Jonesy. He does go down. Kodiak taking damage as well. The zone pressing. This western side of the play zone, a mess match room.
And it's going to be so many people trying to make their push off the outside of it. It's Raylene and Pimp FPS still holding that high angle. You can see Kodiak trying to make his way down there, but he does get taken down. Now they have a little bit more control over the terrain around them. Drop down to 27. They're just going to flank along the upper area and slowly try to encroach on that northern part, but there are so many duos already trying to make the same encroachment. That's the thing. Everybody's kind of playing off of the same mindset right now, so there's going to be a lot of people kind of intersecting, specifically in this northern area of the circle.
With this movement, they're seeing smoke grenades go down. They're watching the edge of the circle. You know these guys are very talented and experienced on Sandhawk. They have to ride the edge of the circle, make sure they're not going to get that dreaded blue flank that you never like to see in competitive FPS. And now they're going to have to move down, try and grab this rock, and just kind of hold it out there. They have the zone, but his teammate goes down as Pimp, and now there's more flanks coming as D-Treats will take him down. An unfortunate turn of events. Raylene goes down.
Back over here with First Lady kind of holding a nice angle, trying to line up these shots. It goes a little bit wide on the last couple of them. Inside the safe zone right now in one of the 3 buildings that are actually posted up right now. All defense is going to be coming on it. This is the kind of thing. Sure, it's nice to be inside the circle. You end up with some type of cover, but that means that everybody's going to come for you.
Everyone's
like,
coming for you.
I want that house. I already know what's going on. And again, this is a small map. Now that he's taking those shots, everybody knows somebody's there. And yeah, that's
the Tommy gun. It'll get you.
That's what ends up going down there. So that drops us down to 8, Moses. So it's going to be all about these people making the slow move right back down to the circle. And we've got Franco and Ambush Eugene. Ambush Eugene need to make a play off this, but look like they're getting ambushed in return. Only bandages to work with at this stage, trying to line up some type of flash. See if maybe they can get something off this, make a push. They're right on the edge of the circle, and the circle is coming in at the direct time.
They're getting flanked in the back now. Looks like it's going to be another team coming in from the reverse. And now that circle again closing. This is the stage. We're only down to 8. Now, if they can keep 2 up here, they'll be in great position to win this game. But down goes Eugene. Now it's all to low Franco, low health, but he will be taken down. And just like that, we're down to 6.
All All right, now we've got Treats playing along that edge right next to that same location. You heard all the violence that was going down around him. You can see kind of monitoring, trying to figure out exactly where is this angle, how are they going to encroach up. As soon as somebody crosses over this hill, you're going to have a beautiful line of sight onto it. But now it's just about how is everybody else repositioning. You can see Franco managed to get a down off in the distance there. We are now down to 5, Moses.
Very, very interesting end game here. Will the building stand? They will not. So everyone has to come out of cover. So you can see Forever, Gogli, Aguila all by themselves hanging out here. Forever's got the outside position now, and Super is in the back line as well. Now, for those guys who have that house, this is where things get dangerous. They have to come out, but they don't have the sight lines, they don't have the angles, and they have to react to who they find outside. And for these gentlemen, it's going to be an uphill battle headed outside.
But this is great for the solo player Treats. He's all by himself on the northern part of the circle. These two duos are having to fight each other at the direct time, so any damage they do to each other just makes it so much easier for him. Now we're at that point, 14 seconds before the circle starts to condense down. They're going to have to make some type of play off of this, but they're playing so defensive. They're only having to listen for footsteps, and that might not be enough information. The moment they have to step out is going to be so hard. Forever's still playing around the outside of this, trying to line up these shots on the doorway. Kind of force them out, gatekeeping them, making sure that they can't get out of this building, and forcing them to take as much damage from the blue as they can.
For Forever, he just needs to kind of hang out and hope that no one gives him a flank here. He's standing wide in the open. Dietrich is expecting here for this fight to kick off. He wants the third party. He wants to just bide his time. He's got the zone here in this position as well. A very nice spot for Dietrich.
Full on defensive at this point, and that's the way he wants to play that. He wants these duos to go after each other. He wants the damage to come through. He's in such a safe spot. Now we're popping back over with those duos, trying to line up as everybody's going to be slowly forced out. See, there's just a smidgen over there. So with this, it looks like Aguila and Oakley actually do come out on top of this. So now we're down to just 3, and it's going to be our solo hiding back behind the line. He steps up, tries to take the shots. Got to get a lot of damage out. Oakley's gotten a lot of damage over and does get the down onto it. So now we're down into a 1v1. Aguila had to step back away, met up, and it's going to be Dietrich that gets the kill, surviving through it.
Excellent spot there from Dietrich. He hangs on to the very, very sneaky spot, jumps out, takes the 2v1, and wins it. It's going to be Dietrich securing the victory in game number 1.
Played that so well. He
Very
was
well.
in control the whole time. Wasn't being too aggressive with it. Let the fights play out, and then just swung in and got the kills.
Absolutely great play there. Now with Sanok, that was an interesting first game where we saw how slow that first part of the game was, and it totally came back to bite these players when there was nothing to move around. There was no cover, no ammo, nothing to work with so late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that a lot of people were afraid to take these like early fights coming through here, and were afraid to go and step out and loot too much, so it made it a resource-based game. It's all about, can I take the shot? Do I have the ammo to do it? Or do I have